Hi guys, it's Rob from Royal Balls. Finally, my Spotnose Clown combos have shed out and it's time to take a look at them after shed. These things are awesome, so let's take a look. But before we do that guys, I'm going to keep you waiting just a little while longer. If you remember, I also had the possible double het Axanthic Clown clutch. They've all now shed out and we're going to take a look at those first just for completeness so that you can see what they look like after shed. So bear with me, we'll take a quick look at those and then we'll get on to the Spotnose Clowns. Okay, here's the male for this clutch. This is a VPI Examplic and he has proved out to be het for clown, so valuable to our future projects too. Now the het for clown part is proved out, so this is the male VPI Examplic het for clown, and this big girl here is the female for that clutch, and she's proved out to be het for clown but not het for VPI Examplic, unfortunately. So this is a nice big chunky female het for clown. Okay, this is the double het Axanthic Clown clutch. We got 3 visual clowns which are 100% het for Axanthic, and we got 4 normal looking snakes which are 100% het for Axanthic and 66% het for clown. So if we have a look at these guys together, you can see that amongst the hets this one is dull compared to the other 3. This one is dull, so if I was a gambling man, they're all 100% het Axanthic, but I would say that these 3 here are also het for clown and this one is not. You can see the difference when you put them all together. So these 3 here, nice and bright. So probably het for clown if I was a gambling man, and this one, when we compare it next to them, is actually pretty dull. So this would be my bet as to the non-het for clown. These are the 3 visual clowns, 100% het for Axanthic. They are pretty dark in the dorsal, they look really nice. So we got 3 visual clowns which are 100% het for Axanthic. Let me just quickly check the sexes because these will be the holdbacks for our projects. So 2 females and 1 male by the looks of that. So these guys are now all ready for setting up individually. A fairly unspectacular looking clutch, but the power is in what's hidden inside them, and these 3 clowns here, these 3 visual clowns, will be our project holdbacks. Alright, on to the Spotnose Clowns. Okay, for the first of the Spotnose clutches I used this guy as the male. This is a pastel yellow belly Spotnose het for clown male. You can see the yellow belly influence on the belly there. So pastel Spotnose yellow belly het for clown male, and the female for that first clutch that we're going to look at is a vanilla clown female. You can see that she is a fairly typical looking clown but much lighter coloured. You can also see the head stamp. If we look closely at the head, you will see the classic vanilla head stamp on this girl. So this is a vanilla clown female. Let's have a look at my second clutch where I was trying for the Spotnose Clown combos. So this is the second of 3 clutches, and this is the first one where we actually got a visual Spotnose Clown. I think this is pastel Spotnose, and I don't actually think that there is anything else in this snake. I think this is just straight pastel Spotnose. I hope it is, because it's actually the benchmark for identifying some of the other Spotnose clowns that I got in the next clutch. If this is the base pastel Spotnose Clown, we can use this to see what happens when we add other genes to this mix. So that is the first of my visual Spotnose Clowns, and that is a pastel Spotnose Clown. The two remaining snakes here, you can see, are very, very similar coloured. They are both pastel. This one has a crazy pattern, this one has a much more regular pattern. So if we look at the crazy pattern one first, it is actually very, very nicely coloured. This is just a pastel het for clown. I don't think there's anything else in here, just straight pastel. Whereas this one, very, very regular pattern, but I'm not seeing Spotnose in here. What I'm seeing in here is a slightly whiter head. Doesn't have the Spotnose head stamp, but it does look like you think pastel should look like. I think this is pastel vanilla. So pastel vanilla het for clown. Does anybody else see yellow belly in this? It's not Spotnose. The head is whiter, so I'm seeing pastel vanilla. Is it pastel vanilla yellow belly or just pastel vanilla het for clown? We'll know after a few sheds, but I'm saying pastel vanilla for this one. Pastel vanilla het for clown. Let me show you the female for the final Spotnose Clown clutch. Very special female. She's homegrown, just over 2 years old. I produced her myself. And this is pastel Spotnose vanilla yellow belly het for clown female. A real powerhouse of a female. We did have her marked down as super pastel, but she has turned out to be just pastel, which is actually even better, because we can breed out the pastel from the Spotnose. But you can see this girl is fantastic. This is the female that we used. Awesome quality. So no wonder that her offspring are so nice. So this female here is pastel Spotnose vanilla yellow belly het for clown, and this is the female that we used with our ex-clown male that actually looks like it's thrown a spanner in the works in terms of identification. And the male for the clutch, this is the curveball in this last clutch, is our ex-clown male. And this guy here does not have a standard clown head stamp. He has a very high contrast dark body. This guy definitely does not want to be filmed, but you can see the donuts on the dorsal, quite unusual. So I just want to show you the ex-clown female. This is a much better expression of what ex-clown looks like. You can see the donuts on the dorsal, you can see the very, very dark high contrast colour. So this is the female ex-clown. The male is the one that I used for this clutch with that multi-gene female. But this is our ex-clown project, and we're still not sure what this actually is. So that's the spanner in the works. You can see that she is quite distinct from a normal or regular clown. Much, much darker, much, much higher contrast. So this is the ex-clown, and this is the extra gene, if it is a gene, that could be in the mix for that last Spotnose Clown clutch. Let me just put the male and the female ex-clown together. These will be paired up this coming season to see whether it is genetic and see what we can produce with the ex-clown. But for now, it's an unknown combo, and that's the ex-clown that we used for this Spotnose pairing. Okay guys, I think this is the clutch that everybody's been waiting for. This is the third of my Spotnose clutches, and what an awesome clutch this one is. Let me just see if I can get a better view for you guys. Zoom in a little bit. Okay, so where do we start with these guys? Well, we can start here with this little runt that's not shed yet. I think this is just a normal. I don't see any markings on the belly, although it is quite bright for a normal. So that's the little runt that's not shed yet. This one is yellow belly. You can see the intense flaming up the sides and the classic, if I can get the camera to focus here, the classic yellow belly digital pattern down the sides, all this flaming and blushing here, and you can see that the pattern is also changed. The dorsal is quite distinctive, so that's a yellow belly het for clown. This one is gorgeous. I really do like this one. Little male, and this one is quite clearly from the head stamp is Spotnose, and you can also see from the pattern quite clearly this is Spotnose, but not just Spotnose. The head stamp here is screaming vanilla. You see the extension along the back and the light colour, and also the light creamy coloured dorsal. So this is Spotnose vanilla het for clown. It's a little male, and this is already spoken for. But what a gorgeous het that is. That's a really, really nice expression of Spotnose vanilla. Okay, so Spotnose vanilla het for clown, and the head stamp is very, very distinctive on this guy. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 visual clowns, and I think that they are all Spotnose. I'm not 100% sure on this light coloured one. Let's run through these, the easy ones first. These guys here all have the classic yellow belly head stamp. I've got snakes going all over the place here, guys, so let me just see if I can sort this out. So classic yellow belly Spotnose clown head stamp. There are 3 of these, and they all have that same head stamp. Just look at the flaming up the sides of these guys. That is just, that's awesome. And then this small runt here, which has shed out on time, he is the brightest of the lot and has the most distinctive head stamp of the lot. So actually these 3 yellow belly Spotnoses are not the same. If you look at the brightness of the animals, let me see if I can show you to compare. So the one on the left is brighter than the one on the right, and the pattern on the one that's now trying to get across to the right from the left, to confuse everybody, the pattern on this one is a little bit more regular than the pattern on this one. You see the dorsal striping is darker on this guy than it is on this guy, and the alien head's much more regular. Also, if you look at the heads, the head stamp is slightly lighter on the one on the left, so I think this one on the left adds vanilla. This one, that's the brightest of the lot, is almost certainly yellow belly vanilla, and you can see the very nice, ooh, snakes going everywhere here. You can see the very nice regular alien heads on this guy and the nice bright. Woo! These are going all over the place now. I need to get a lid for these. So these 3 squirrely guys here are yellow belly Spotnose clowns. 2 of them I think have vanilla, but we'll know as they age because the vanilla will make them even brighter. So let's get rid of those because they're easy to ID. And let's focus on these 2. This has quite a white head. It's a peculiar colour. It's very creamy. I'm not sure that it has yellow belly. I think this is pastel vanilla Spotnose, and I want to compare this guy to the guy from the first clutch. So this one, if you look at the head stamp here, is just a classic pastel. I don't think there's anything else in here, and the head stamp on this one is just a little bit lighter. So I think pastel vanilla. Also vanilla here is reducing the alien heads. The Spotnose pattern is more reduced in this one. Still quite clearly it is Spotnose, but much more reduced. I like this one. So I think this is pastel Spotnose, and I think this is pastel vanilla Spotnose, but I can't be 100% certain. I don't see any yellow belly in the first guy, so I think just straight pastel Spotnose. And this really nice one here, pastel vanilla Spotnose. So if this is pastel vanilla Spotnose, what's this? I have no clue what this is. This could be just pastel vanilla Clown, but I'm pretty certain that this also has Spotnose in it. Maybe you guys can come back to me and tell me whether that is Spotnose or not. The pastel and vanilla wipe out the head stamp completely, but it does have the extension on the back of the head here. So I'm not 100% certain exactly what this is. It is pastel vanilla Clown. Is it Spotnose? And if so, if this is pastel vanilla Spotnose, what's this one? Maybe this is not Spotnose. This one is really hard. You guys let me know. The tail is yellow and the alien heads towards the rear are extended, which is typically what vanilla does. You can see it does the same thing on this guy. But the body colour on this one is really, really weird. I think if you look at the head, if I can get the camera to focus on the head stamp, you can actually make out a spot on this guy's nose. I did think that this did actually have a Spotnose head stamp, but I'm not 100% certain. What I do know is that we did get a pastel vanilla Clown in the first clutch. This is a little female, she hasn't shed yet, and it looks nothing like this guy. Okay, so I'm still not 100% certain what this is. This girl here is a pastel vanilla Clown yearling, and again looks absolutely nothing like this one. The pattern is completely different, which makes me think that this actually is Spotnose because of the pattern. You can see particularly on this side here, if this isn't Spotnose, it looks a lot like it. So I'm not sure what this snake is, but you can see the head stamps are quite similar. So no doubt pastel vanilla. This might just be a pastel vanilla Clown with a slightly pinky colour and a wacky pattern, or it might actually be pastel vanilla Spotnose. But if this is pastel vanilla Spotnose, then what's the other one that we're calling pastel vanilla Spotnose? So I'm still a bit stumped on these guys. The ones with pastel are awful difficult to identify. There you go guys, please do jump in the comments below and try to help me identify some of those Spotnose combos with pastel in them. not as easy as I had hoped it would be. The Spotnose Yellow Belly combos may or may not have vanilla. We'll know after a couple of sheds when the vanilla starts to have more of an influence. But not particularly worried because all the visual Spotnoses will be holdbacks, so we do still have time to identify them. So help me out there on some of those pastel Spotnose combos. What else might be in there? Does anybody see an X-Clown influence? What could the X-Clown be? And what do you think those pastel Spotnose combos actually are? Thanks for watching. Don't forget to share, like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.